Hello out there in the YouTubeverse, it is Max, and I am not alone because it's the Zendikar Rising Early Access event. I have multiple people with me.
Hello?
That was one of them.
Hi, I'm also here.
Hi, that's two of them. So we have Dan and Jared here, the triumvirate, if you will, as we get into some early access limited for all of you out there. A big thanks to Wizards of the Coast for the sponsor. We very much appreciate it and are baffled every time you allow us to do this.
Keep giving us this wonderful free sponsored event, and we keep going. I mean, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Suckers.
So we are going to jump into this. I'm going to pay with gems because I'm a big baller.
1.5 million of them.
Yes, I bought so many gems.
Yeah, that's why. Ow.
Yes. Shadow Scythe. Appreciate it. We are ready to draft. That was a quick one. Dan, you missed our last draft, had Gabby in it. Alright, so we have a Kargan Intimidator. Cowards can't block warriors, which if you don't know that, come on, what are you doing? Choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. +1/+1, target creature becomes a coward, target warrior gains trample. So pretty good. It's a 3/1 for 2 with some relevant text and ability.
I love it.
So that's pretty good. 1 damage to any target. If it would die, exit. It is a spell land. You love it. Shadow, it's a 2-drop with 3 power. I know you love it. Scorch Rider,
Wow,
Sizzling
you know how I
Barrage.
feel about 3/1s for 2.
Cowards can't block warriors. That is the rules. So I think we'll go there. Hopefully one of these 2 red card wheels. They're both uncommons, which is kind of rough, but I would like to have one of them wheel. So we will take that to start things off, and we go right into a Rolling Vortex. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, it deals 1 damage to them. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent, it deals 5 damage. Your opponents can't gain life this turn. So it does some stuff. Obviously, that's a little bit of a standard plant, or a, going back farther than that, constructed plant. We do have a Tangled Florahedron, which I quite like.
I was actually going to predict we're going to end up red-green, but I didn't say it in time. But I really like that little thing.
Yeah, me too. I like the mana excel on it. I like that it could be a land if we need it. And we'll try to kind of grab some bigger things. Like we have a Stomper here that can bounce it back to our hand if we have to play it as a spell land. It is pretty good. I don't think there's anything we're really itching to get in red per se. So I think it's worth going off color already into green for that. The Raging Isle.
Oh,
How do we feel about
so cool?
0/17s?
I personally love them because I love Doran. But
Best crab.
Yeah.
I mean,
Best crab.
unfortunately, High Alert's not in this format too.
Yeah. 1/3 for 2 that looks like it should fly but doesn't. We have little Warrior Man in red, but not a great pack for us. Not necessarily that it was cut, but just not a great pack in terms of sheer card volume. You want to be Boros, but you don't see a reason yet. I don't either. I don't see much. I see possible Rakdos here with the 2/2 for 2 that can just get Death Touch if we're roguey. It's still not great. The supplies is not great. It's very slow for this deck. I think we're just going to take the Warrior because it goes with our other Warrior.
Yeah.
Cinderclasm 1 damage to each creature. If it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to each creature instead. Very good card for this particular format, it seems like. Rabid Bite looks like it's probably the card for us. Nissa's Zendikar is pretty good. It can keep attacking. The 1/1 Death Toucher's fine, but not great. There was a white trick.
Zendikar a lot.
It's +2/+2. If it's a warrior, I think it does something else.
It can attach an equipment that you control to it.
There you go. So just +2/+2 for a single white. I like Rabid Bite here. I think better than just kill everything, especially kill basically everything we just drafted.
I also like Rabid Bite, and maybe that 6/6 will wheel.
That would be great. Vine Gecko, 2/2 for 2.
Great card.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Gets counters on it. It gets bigger. It's definitely above rate for us. I like the Mesa Brute is a 3. Is not bad either. Reclaim the Wastes. It's fine. It's not bad. But I'll take the Vine Gecko here.
We'll just try to pick up a couple kicker spells.
Yeah, 6/5. It is a 6/5. I think you're right. Strength of Solidarity. Choose a creature you control, put a 1/1 counter on it for each creature in your party. Just pretty good. Synchronized Spellcraft, 4 damage. Then X, I think, is probably what we'll end up taking. I'll take an expensive removal spell in a very aggressive deck. Right now we're on mono 2 drops. So
Yeah.
I'd rather get my cards down early, not be able to attack for a turn, then synchronize Spellcraft, kill their blocker, and then attack with everything I've played. It's not a bad way to play. We have a 2/3 for 3, and it's got great art. Cool Goblin Rogue here. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn, so it rewards you for attacking early. Scale of Heights is okay, and we also have the expensive warrior that is a land. That's kind of where I'm leaning.
You gotta get the Akom Warrior so you can start collecting the cards for the turn 2 Goblin Charbelcher Legacy deck.
There you go.
It plays all of the red flip lands.
Oh, that's funny.
So you get to play a no land Charbelcher deck. I saw it on Twitter earlier, and I was just like, well, that's the funniest shit in history.
Rubble Fort.
I think we're gonna take the Kite Sail over the Rubble Fort.
Oh man.
Rubble Fort.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I'm still gonna yell Rubble Fort every time I see one for this draft. I think
We'll take the Spike Field Hazard over a Scorch Rider. I think 1 damage is fine. It can be pretty decent. Rubble Fort. I agree with you, Shadow Scythe. And it's another spell land, so we're on 3 spell lands at this point already, and we did get the Stomper back. We also have the Hellion. I kind of like the Hellion too, but I do like the Stomper with 3 spell lands.
yes.
Yeah, let's take the Stomper with 3 spell lands.
Hurrah, Doridius, indeed.
Doridius, good evening, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. We'll just put the supplies into our sideboard. It's not really a card for us. And this is Zendikar, maybe a card. We'll see. That's on my question mark. This is Zendikar?
Sure.
And it hits face. Hellion is cheaper and hits face. It is. It is and does. But we've also seen him going a little late in the previous draft, so maybe we can grab it. Nice. Late Mesa Brute. Happy to have that. Last pick Raptor seems ridiculous.
That seems really good.
Cleansing Wildfire. Geopede here. Pretty aggressive 3-drop for us. I think looks pretty attractive to me over the still good looking but less aggressive 4-drop in green.
Yeah.
Not much else. No removal of any kind. There's Adventure Awaits, which is fine. It's the art that is on the Premier Draft card. I think I'm just going to take a Geopede here, though. It's nice. It's aggressive. Hits hard. Bailoff is big. He can get big. He is a 6'5". So I'll take the Geopede. Nice curve consideration here, just making sure we can get down our beaters. This looks like another kind of blank for us. There's Sizzling Barrage with this like kind of target creature that blocked this turn is kind of damage already done, but we do have a Relic Axe, and we have quite a few warriors already.
Yeah.
We have, to be exact, 4 warriors already. And I'm probably just going to grab that up because nothing on color looks particularly good to my eyes.
Yeah, there's the one land search that kicks, but, you know, other kicker options will come for the Vine Gecko consideration.
Yeah. We have Song Mad Treachery, which is a threaten effect. That is a spell land. We have the Scathe Cat, which I think is pretty good. The Visionary, which I think is okay. 3/2 that draws a card. Costs 4, where the Scathe Cat costs 3.
Scythe Cat?
Scythe Cat. What did I say? Scathe?
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Cat, yeah.
Visionary?
It's not the zombies.
I kind of like the Visionary because it just replaces itself and is a decent-sized body, and likely we're not going to play Nissa's Zendikar. Maybe I'm kind of question mark on that one. But yeah, let's try the Visionary out, see how it looks. Expedition Champion looks pretty good. Inordinate Rage, which is a really strange piece of art. We have the Vastwood Fortification, which is the instant speed trick that puts a counter in as a spell land, which I don't hate.
Yeah.
But I think I like the Champion over it. We're going heavy warriors. Anyway, there's a pump spell here as well, the White Wheel. Bailoff is big, but I think the Champion works pretty well with our warriors.
Yeah, that champion's pretty solid.
Yeah. Let's see here. Balagad Recovery is another spell land. We have a Pickaxe, Attach to target creature you control. Landfall +2/+2. It's not bad. It's cheap.
Pickaxe is good. It's cheap in the same way that Rosethorn Halberd was cheap.
Yes, which is a card that I loved in that format.
Yeah,
That's why I brought it up.
It's pickaxe. Feels like it's pickaxe versus Rabid Bite to me. I think we want the Rabid Bite. Seems like the safer pick, but the pickaxe is the new card. So let's show off the new cards, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to see if it's as good as Halberd was.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But it does attach to any creature, not just a non-human.
Correct. Just target creature. And it's landfall, which we're trying to do anyway. Fissure Wizard, we used last time. Pretty good, actually, just letting us tear through some cards we don't want.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Fissure Wizard looks good. The rummage there.
Yeah, I think I want the Fissure Wizard over Adventure Awaits. Relic Amulet, not really for us. We're not heavy wizards. The rare was not for us. We weren't black. I'd talk longer on these picks, but we are timed.
Yeah.
Another Fissure Wizard, a Spellcraft. There is a Sorcerer in here. It's just another Rabid Bite, though. We passed one. We get one. Kind of rewarded.
Yeah, I'm glad to have the two. I think two is a fine number of Rabid Bite.
I agree, and we have some creatures to get big and can do some things, so I think that is definitely a good card to have. We have Death Touch Guy, who pairs very nicely with the Rabid Bite. We have another Spikefield Hazard, which is just a little ping plus a spell land. None of it really excites me. The Bug doesn't excite me. The Snarecaster doesn't excite me. I'll take the Hazard just in case I want it. In case we decide, another spell land would kick us into where we can play just one less land territory. I would consider it for that reason, kind of exclusively. Nice late Canopy Baloth for us is fantastic. Another Nissa Zendikar, not exactly what I'm looking for. I'll just take Reclaim the Waste for the board for now. And this is a best of one. It's Premier Draft, so we're drafting with people, but we'll just play one-ofs, not matches. Let's just show off more of the different diversity of card selection. Oh, another Bug Catcher. Puts us up to 6 Warriors. I'll take the Trick. Or do I want this Warrior? I'm going to take the 4-drop Warrior, I think. Balaged Recovery, I'm going to put in the board again. A spell land. Pretty valuable. And last pick Adventure Awaits. We're in the right color. Man, we have just not been rewarded tonight with good rares.
I mean, 1 out of 3 is not the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, for this draft. We have a Rogue that makes a small creature unblockable. We have Strength of Solidarity, which is not great. It's just kind of a dunk pack for us, unfortunately. There's kind of nothing we want. If this were a table draft where we were playing exclusively in our pod, I'd probably take this. I don't know if I want another expensive removal spell versus a cheap creature that's also a rogue. I don't think we have any Party Matters stuff. I guess I'll just take the removal spell.
I mean, Bug Catcher is a little bit, right?
A little bit, yeah. That is true. So, damage equal to sacrifice creature to any target. So it's a spell land fling.
Sold.
Springmantle Cleric can get bigger if you spend colors on it. Molten Blast. 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Destroy target artifact. Sounds like my choice. Over another Rabid Bite. Yeah, I think I'd take that over the fling. Yeah, I'll take this over the fling. The fling might... This is just, I think, a more solid role player. Fling land, okay. I like the fling land, though. It's cool. Got a Hellhound here, which is pretty nice. Very aggressive. Dauntless Survivor's pretty good as well. A nice aggressive pick. There's another Pickaxe in here. We did see green cards going pretty late, so I think I'm just going to take the Hellhound. Just a nice, cheap, aggressive creature.
Yeah. It's a new Step Links.
Mm-hmm. Step Links in a possibly more relevant color. Marasa Sproutling. Enters the battlefield if it was kicked, return target card with a kicker ability. I think that'll probably be our pickup. 3/3 for 3 is not bad rate for us. Did you take any tricks? We did take a trick. We took a pump, the pump with kicker. Royal Eruption's a very nice pickup. This is kind of the
Royal Eruption.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's exactly the card we want. Cheap spell that we can double spell with faster and remove something while we still are adding to the board is precisely what this deck wants. Seagate Stormcaller I'm just looking at because it's a mythic still in the pack. It's got an expensive kicker. So when we cast it, it was copied. Whew, that's interesting. We'll take a Lagak. That may make the deck. We'll see. Another Hellhound here. Feels great. Happy to have a 1-drop that potent. With the spell lands and then the top end card that throws cards back into our hand. Feels very good. Another Bug Catcher. I don't know if we'll play that many, but it's pretty good. What kicker mechanic is? The kicker mechanic, if I can find a card that has it on there.
Royal
For
Eruption.
those of you here on the YouTube video who are not seeing our live stream chat, the question asked in chat was, what is the kicker mechanic?
The kicker mechanic lets you pay more, so you pay the cost next to kicker, and then it does something extra. So if you pay more, you get a better effect. It's exactly as Shadow Scythe in the chat pointed out. Okay, so I'm just going to look at what we have. This is Zendikar probably not going to make the deck. None of these cards will. We'll take the Strength of Solidarity. Dropping this is Zendikar here. Lagak's not bad with the landfall part. Scorch Rider's okay. Sproutling pretty good. Brute's kind of medium. I feel like the other 3-drops are a little bit better than it. How many warriors did we end up with? 8 warriors if we play them all. That I think includes 3 bug catchers.
They would.
Yeah. You like Brute? He's a solid role player. Fruit Brute. Take another strength. Some are some kickers are cheap. Some are quite expensive. Ooh, nice Dauntless Survivor late. Yes, kicker is an addition. That was a nice late Dauntless Survivor. That could make the deck.
So how many spell lands equal a land that we can take out?
That is an excellent question. Certainly one of the big limited questions of the format.
I'm going to say 3.
3 to 1?
That's what we did for the first draft. But then the second draft we had 2, but we didn't. And we ended up cutting one of the other ones, so we only ran one of the spell lands. So, yeah.
You just want more lands. Yeah, I mean, more lands isn't a bad thing. I think it lets you play 16 more frequently than you would. But that is definitely the hot topic of this draft format is what do you do? So let me change our layout so we can see what we're working with because we're working on mostly cuts here. I don't think we want Kite Sail, Pickaxe, all in the same deck per se. That might be a little... Plus Relic Axe. They're all pretty expensive. Relic Axe isn't bad, though. I feel like Kite Sail's the weakest one, but Flying could be very relevant for the deck we're building. If you have more landfall cards. And that's a good point, is keeping towards 17 or 18 with a couple spell lands means that you get to go, do I want the landfall triggers more than the spell? Which I think for a card like Spikefield Hazard is a very, very important thing. Like how many landfall triggers are activating versus just this 1 damage to a target that would exile it.
But man, that would have been great against that stupid skeleton.
Yes, that skeleton pushed our poo in. I think we're not going to go 3 bug catcher. Is my kind of my guess here.
Probably not.
I think we're a little too aggressive for possibly this visionary. I know it draws a card when it comes in, but I think 3/2 for 4 when we're playing 3/3s for 3, or 3 power at least for 3, and in the champion's case possibly 4 power just seems kind of weak. So
very far from Llanowar Visionary in the last set.
I think let's go Jiraga Visionary. I'm kind of debating on if I want to cut the Stomper, because we have enough spell lands, we can use that to kind of make up for hitting the land drops. I was thinking your other drops trade. 3 power and doesn't put you out a card. Also true. That's a good point. I think Stomper might be able to go, or possibly Warrior, one of the 2. Stomper's got big. Warrior's kind of big, but it's flexible. If we say we drop Stomper, it gives us a much better looking curve.
Yeah.
I think Kite Sail probably... Do we like Relic Axe or Kite Sail least?
I like Relic Axe better than Kite Sail, personally.
Warriors are 9 currently, as it sits.
Okay, then, yeah, Relic Axe I like better than.
Okay.
What is our kicker count for the Gecko?
I don't know if I have to count that by hand. Probably.
I think so. Sorry.
That's okay. It is.
I'm making you do counting.
That is all right. Just prepare. 1, 2, 3. A 1, a 2, a 3. 3.
And so it just gets a counter when it gets kicked?
You're talking about the Sproutling or when we cast something that was kicked?
The Gecko. What do Gecko?
It makes kickers 1 less.
Okay.
And then if you cast 1, you put a 1/1 counter on it.
Okay.
Derpurper. Yeah, hitting the pre-release kind of hard. We're recording a YouTube video as well. And if you're out there watching the YouTube video and you want to be where the people are, you want to see them dancing, you should go to our Twitch page, twitch.tv/superliminalfilms, where they are right now.
Should have been dancing.
Yeah. So, I think the Gecko's just kind of a decent bear with upside.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I just wanted to make sure. I remember having 2 effects. I couldn't remember, but cheaper kickers, really good.
You didn't really go down the warrior route. Not too hard. If we stayed exactly kind of as it sits, like half your creatures, non-party. A lot of our creatures are not party members. There's like elemental lizard. Yeah, a lot of not creature, plant, elemental, troll, warrior, insect. It's a mix. Beasts, lizards. So just some party members. Our warrior counts 9, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 9 for warrior specifically. The rest of the party is a hodgepodge.
Anemic.
Yeah. Like 1 warrior.
We're kind of all over the place.
1 wizard.
1
and
then nothing else. Yeah.
Because we cut the rogue and
So
we
definitely,
didn't get any
definitely going down a bug catcher. Possibly 2. Not being invited to the party. High school vibes. Derpurper, that's all of us. That's why we're in this current party, right? That's why we party with clerics and rogues and wizards, because we only need like 4 of us to sit around a table to have a party.
We make our own party.
That's right. The Tangled Florahedron looks kind of suspect in this deck if we're trying to keep it the curve. Like, we're not trying to mana excel.
Not too much.
So I think we get rid of that. It cuts down a spell land, but have we split them up? Who is a wizard, cleric, etc.?
I'm definitely a wizard.
You think so?
Yes.
I was going to say just by sheer falling power, you were going to be the barbarian of the group.
The warrior.
Well, if we're going by the party of the Zendikar ability,
Yeah.
there's no barbarian. Well,
Yeah.
they're warrior, I guess.
Warrior, yeah. So Dan, I think Dan's the warrior.
Because then we have Paul, whose beard should qualify him as a warrior.
Paul's
Or
beard
as a
is
wizard.
warrior-like. Could be a
Or
wizard, yeah. Probably a
Yeah,
wizard
that's-
beard, yeah. He's got a wizard beard. Though this Kargan Intimidator has quite a beard. He looks more like you, though, Jared, because he also has long hair.
That's true.
So...
God, that does kind of look like me.
So Paul's the wizard, then Jared by facial hair is the warrior.
Dan can be the rogue, I think.
Am I the rogue?
It makes me...
I guess I might be the most charismatic of the 4 of us.
Yeah. Makes me the cleric, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I guess so. Just looking over our options here. I like our 2s. I like our 3s. I feel like Scorch Rider or Lagak are kind of not the best things ever. Lagak's got landfall, but it's not like a crazy good landfall. Where the Scorch Rider could be a hasty guy on 6 if we need it to be. And it's a warrior, which is sort of relevant.
Yeah, it's a little bit more relevant than a Legiac.
Yeah, so we'll get rid of the Legac. Puts it to 15 and 9, so we probably want to cut a non-creature spell as our last cut. Let's see here. A lot of damage-based removal, so we're definitely going to have trouble with a big creature.
That's red-green for you.
It is, right?
Our removal is supposed to be bigger creatures, but we don't have too many of those.
Our removal is killing our opponent quickly. Dive!
Removal is being beat down. That's accurate.
We can cut a land and go 16 land plus 1, 2...
Yeah, we only have 2.
2. So we could go 16 land and 2.
But this curve could call for 16 in some cases, maybe. But it'd be 16 plus lands.
Let me find which one is the Stomper.
The other 6-drop.
You really don't want your Stomper. I really don't want my Stomper. I think it's just, like, pretty good. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Canopy Baloth's kind of doing an impression of it as it sits. It does bounce lands. Do we want to get rid of the... I mean, I would cut it for the Warrior. This 4/5 Warrior, which is just kind of like a spell land. I mean, we could cut the Warrior, cut the one damage piece of removal, and then play the 6/5.
Yeah, because then it replaces 2 land drops, essentially.
Right.
But we just have to make sure we get there. But I do like the 6/5 trample.
It'll look a little bit more like this now.
Stomper.
As it sits, which isn't an unattractive curve. I'm willing to give it a shot. So let's give it a try.
Curve looks good.
Yeah. If we end up hating the 6-drop, we end up hating the 6-drop.
Heavy 2s.
You know I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love 2 drops.
Matter of fact, I do.
You like the Land Warrior the most, though? Okay. Pablo Von Terror. That's a great name.
Amazing.
Okay. So we go first. We have Fissure Wizard into multiple 3s into 6. So we can try to keep this. The question is, do we Fissure Wizard? Or will whoever that is keep changing the channel? I suspect it's Daniel.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Well, I hit my mute button. I was muted for a second, so it's probably me.
Gotcha. Does Jared changing channels?
Yeah.
Jared eating Schuber.
Unfortunately, Jared, when you're in the YouTube video, this is the only channel you're allowed to be on. So I'm gonna Fissure Wizard, probably just discard a Forest.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay, we drew a Forest. Perfect. Not a bad deal. This puts us down 1 Forest in the long game, but still gives us some landfall triggers. And they play 1/1. I'm happy to attack into that. So let's play a land. And in Zendikar, you definitely want to make sure that you're evaluating when you play your lands, because you sometimes want to play them to trigger abilities. So for something to be very cognizant of. So let's play our Geopede, because that's going to be big.
Yes, it will be.
We have 5/3 trample on the next turn. And it is worth noting oh my god, the box, like, to see the double-sided cards is very tiny. Like the detect box.
It's hard to tell because you don't have your cursor captured on Twitch. So I believe you.
You just have to take my word for it. Da-da-da. We'll attack with Geopede. See if they'd like to block. They're considering it. And they do.
I'm okay with that.
That's interesting. That means their hand's probably a little slow. We don't have anything with kicker in our graveyard, so we just need to pay 3. We'll see what their next play is. Up to 5 mana. They have just another Baloth. Okay. We have a synchronized spellcraft, so let's use that and then attack. Just a nice clean way to deal with a threat. We fancy ourselves the beatdown, and we'll attack with both our creatures.
Quite fancy.
Okay. And then next we get to play the Stomper and bounce 2 lands. Return up to. Up to. So we can do 0 if we wish. Depends on what we draw.
Yeah.
4 damage for 2. I'd like one of those.
I believe our live Twitch viewers may have fallen victim to Twitch's newly introduced mid-roll ads that we have no control over.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Yep. It's not being very well received on the internet, so perhaps they will make some change. But for now, there are unskippable mid-roll ads. The benefit, if you want to look at it, is we do gain the revenue, so thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it. Sorry about the ad.
To those of you on YouTube, you will have seen no difference.
You just hear us talk about ads. Okay, they elect to block with their insect. I like keeping their board clean in the face of a 6/5 trample where we can crash through here. Don't see it. I guess it's just targeted marketing. They play a Legak, attack us for 1. Rabid Bite's a nice draw. I'll just return 1. And this will let us Rabid Bite something down and then attack, hopefully.
Yep.
We'll see if opponents got removal spell. Oh, they have a Stomper of their own. Perfect. So we can Rabid Bite their Stomper. That sounds great.
Beautiful.
And they get
That feels awesome.
They did not return their spell land.
Really?
What? Yep. What does it do? It's so tiny and arbitrarily weird. It was in the black border.
Oh, weird.
X
That's
damage.
arbitrarily weird.
Yeah, what? It's up to target. What? I am baffled.
Why you wouldn't bounce Shadow Skull Smashing, I have no idea.
No idea.
Okay. I'm going to hold this land, I think.
As well.
For 5. Yeah, but this is our 6 drops, so.
We don't have any other 6 drops.
Yeah, wait for landfall triggers.
So it wouldn't have been the worst to return 2 lands, as was pointed out.
Yeah.
But, that's cool.
Let's see what opponent's follow-up here is. Reclaim the Wastes. So they just want to really ensure that they hit landfall here. But that's great for us because their hand is nothing but land. And we drew another Rabid Bite.
Oh, that's just mean.
Card's great.
It is.
It is.
They're
So
gonna
I guess
double
let's just win.
Nope, didn't.
Why didn't we win?
Because I didn't think about it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's fine. We won.
Yeah.
Miss Lethal. Yes, I did.
Oh boy.
But I got it. They scooped.
All right.
I was giving them a chance to scoop. I wanted them to feel disheartened. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, that's that. Like you said, Drew Rabid
Don't do
Bite,
that.
and then you forgot what it did.
That's a great card.
Yeah. What's it do?
I don't know. Didn't cast it.
Come on, man.
I think it was just subconsciously. I said we know their cards in their hand, and then immediately we're like, they have cards in hand.
Like we're doing this live in front of people and having it go onto our YouTube, and you're just
Hey.
doing that. What are you doing?
If you want to come to chat, you get to yell at us, like Shadow Slice doing.
What if those cards in hand are cards in hand?
Oh, this is nice.
Could even be a boat.
Opponent goes first. We have a warrior into a warrior and plus a removal spell here, which is pretty nice. Because we could use a removal spell if we have to. Play the 3-drop, then play the 2-drop, put a counter on the 3-drop, and attack for 5. Something along those lines. There's a lot of
I like that.
a lot of good. And I think every player has a weakness as a Magic player, right? Like, I'm good at evaluating the game as it goes and kind of what the direction the game needs to go in. But the micro decisions sometimes, like just little things like that, those immediate, like right now decisions, especially with new cards in my hand, just evade me because I'm so concerned on the long game, right? Like 6/5 trample,
Yeah.
I get to wipe their board when I attack. Like that's just so in my head.
Like your end of turn lines are a little bit like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's like immediate turn effects are like, huh? Oh, this is interesting. You can target their creatures with a 1/1 counter. That's not usual for current Magic.
Yeah.
So like illusions become the target of a spell or ability, you could make them sack it. Because this survivor is dauntless. Okay, so opponent is 1/1 counters matters.
Okay.
So I think we just attack and then play our champion. We got a sub from JP. Appreciate that very much. I have songs. I was supposed to sing in real time.
It's usually what we do here. Hope you are well as well, JP. We love and appreciate the support. You are truly one of the OG greats around here.
I agree with that.
And new set seems cool.
It's interesting. I don't hate it.
A lot of menace in this set.
All right, we can double spell here, which feels nice. So let's start off with a... Now the question is, do we want to erupt their blocker? Do we want to blow up the thing that is giving menace to all of their creatures? So that comes down
menace to all of their creatures.
It is. They all have counters
saying,
on it.
That's the one we target.
Oh, you like that? Okay.
Oh, their blocker does grow.
Blocker does grow. Kill blocker. So chat likes killing blocker. I mean, and that's the thing, right? So killing blocker means we definitely want to race here. So if we kill blocker, play another 2-drop, we are definitely in race mode. And I tend to agree.
Yeah.
And then this guy cannot get haste, so we will play it now.
Yep.
And then we can play, hopefully, 2 spells on the next turn. So a little bit different than our first game. You're winning the race. Yes, totally agree. And we're seeing the other half of the deck. From last time we saw kind of like the landfall side of the deck. Now this time we're seeing the aggro.
Warriors.
Yeah.
They've come out to play.
They have. The beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 green creature token for each 1/1 counter you've put on creatures you control this turn. So it's quite good.
Okay, that can become a coward and not be able to block any of our creatures.
If we do that, we can't double spell, but we do get to single spell.
It'll put them to 2.
Yeah, and I think that's valuable. Target creature becomes a coward.
Because we can also give the 3/1 +1/+1. And hit them for 10.
I like your line. And then we'll play the GOP as a follow-up.
Yep.
It is important to note not a warrior, but it does trample, and we guarantee landfall next turn. So it'll be a 5-power trampler. So the opponent cannot race back here unless they can win. If they have a pump spell, they could potentially win. So if they attack, we probably have to block the 3/4, because we can't just let them have it. Please no pump. Yeah, exactly. I think, but we still have lethal. Almost with the Intimidator on its own, so we can afford to block with the GOP if need be. If the pump gives trample to the beetle, we're in trouble. Conversely, they can put a counter on something, like just, for example, play a creature that has a counter, and then they get an insect token as well, so they go up to 5 creatures. But we do have the Intimidator that can shut off one of them from blocking, landfall trigger with trample. It becomes interesting.
It's gonna.
Target creature.
They don't
fights.
have great attacks.
Okay. So we can landfall 5/3 trample, 4/3 can come in. Then at that point, I think they're So 5/3 has to get blocked by the 4 to take 1 trample damage. 4/3, and then this will trade with something. So we get to clear their board here, and I think that's worth it, considering we get to play 2 more creatures.
Yes, absolutely. So play that land first.
Yes.
It's like, oh boy. Don't forget that.
And then we can play 2 follow-up creatures that are ostensibly attacking bears. Yeah, have to block everything. And go to 1. We'll see what we can do. Opponent's got 1 life, 5 mana, and 3 cards to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good. Managed to get by that one.
Very good.
Like to see that. Next up on the docket is We Owe a Song. So this is also a good chance to show this off on YouTube if you feel like being generous and subscribing on our twitch.tv/superliminalfilms Twitch page, channel, place. We consider you one of our friends for doing that. We really do appreciate it. And if you're not familiar with Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription to a channel of your choice, which we would appreciate. Also, if you're watching this in September of 2020, it is currently Subtember. And yes, you also get cool emotes. In September, you get a discount if you do choose to pay. Use your points. Hey, that's okay. We appreciate it. So you definitely can do that, and you get access to all of those things. And in addition to all of that, we sing you a song. So I owe a song to technically me and Jared and
You can skip this.
RWB, who is Sam, and to JP just now. I think that's everybody, right?
I believe so.
All right, so we will sing the song, and the song is, if you're not familiar with it, it is the theme song from the Golden Girls, and it goes a little like this, but better when it's not me singing it. And if I threw a party, invited me and Jared and JP and Sam, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. And that's how we do it. We do that at the end of every stream, except these early access events. We do it when we can, because we want everybody to know that we appreciate it in real time, because it's a special event. Shadow Scythe going emote crazy.
Well, Shadow Scythe has a lot of channel points to spend to modify the emote of me shouting.
That's a good choice.
It's a good one,
It's
too.
my face.
If Dan's going to shout at anything, it is frequently Dan.
Yeah. Dan yells at Dan a lot.
And Dan often deserves it.
Does
Dan,
that-
he's a
does
right
that Dan?
bastard.
I wouldn't go that far.
More of a left one.
He is
Hey,
sinister-handed.
opponent, where you at?
I checked to make sure it wasn't me. It's not me.
Capcom magic.
If you click, it's like money comes out of the ground.
That's weird.
Ooh, double Hellhound.
Jeez.
I like that.
Double Hellhound Rabbit Bite.
Oh, God. Yeah, sure. Okay. We're
Yeah, I'll take that all day long.
be aggressive.
Yeah. We're on a crab, is that correct?
Oh, are we on the back of the giant crab?
I think we're on the back of the giant crab.
Oh, that's fascinating. This 017.
The first legendary crab that didn't have, like, changeling ability.
Yeah. Opponent very slow. That's okay. They may be streaming, talking through their decisions. If you're not familiar with the early access event, WotC lets us stream early if you're a content creator. So if you are, reach out to WotC because they're very generous. They even let us do it, so let anybody do it.
Join the creator program.
Please do.
It's free and you get free stuff.
Yeah. All this tonight is on WotC, which is really cool. I don't get to
It
keep
is.
it, but it's still cool that we get to play with it. We're
Having
not going
keep all the
access to-
things.
Yeah, having access to sponsored content is very interesting.
All right, opponent. I will see your Hellhound. Let's see if you can raise us one. They're going to attack us with a 2/3.
There is no Terramorphic Expanse type land.
No Evolving Wilds or Terramorphic.
Yeah, they learned.
Double landfall triggers. You got to pay mana for those.
Oh, yeah.
Like sacrificing
gonna...
cards. Remember when they used to let us sacrifice things for free?
Yeah. So, are we going to play a forest and just hit their guy down?
I think that's a reasonable line. I think there is also value in playing the Bug Catcher with the Relic Axe, potentially, because it is a warrior. So there's some value there as well. It's a tough line, because right now they have nothing else. They have the spare supplies, which is kind of a strange choice to play in there. Just keep adding to the board. I kind of agree with the board additions. So let's go ahead and play out a mount, and we'll keep the opponent guessing. And we will go to combat. And then we will play our Bug Catcher.
Those bugs.
Because then we can Relic Axe. It attaches for free. We could play another Hellhound as well in the next turn.
That's pretty good.
And I do think there's value in both lines for sure. So we'll see what opponent cobbles together. They're going to draw a card off their spare supplies, which likely means they're missing land drops here.
They may have just kept a kind of a slower hand because of that. Yeah.
Opponent went slow, real slow. It's a good way to put it. So I think they're going to attack us. Yeah, no blocks. You got me.
But they did 3 mountains in a row.
Not anymore.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go ahead and play the forest this time.
Says that he grabs mountain and hovers it.
Yeah, I was contemplating.
I mean, we probably could have gotten away with just playing a mountain again.
Contemplate this on the Tree of Woe.
Whoa.
Coming in with a 4/3 and a 2/3 against their 1/1.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah. I declare I'm the beatdown.
That article is over 20 years old.
It's wild, right?
Like, that was I remember when that article came out.
Opponent takes the beats that we offer, and we will follow up with another spell. Opponent gave up the beatdown.
Yep.
He has a great point. Shadow pointed out that they gave up being the beatdown when they went turn 2 draw, turn 3 draw. And I think that is a very fair evaluation. Okay. So their creatures suck at blocking, which is nice for us. We have a land for sure.
And a decent removal spell if they play something better than a 0/1 and a 1/1.
Yes, I agree.
Well, obviously, just they want to get some value out of their 0/1.
Thundering Spark Mage, one of my favorite cards right now.
Oh, it's just so good right now.
This card did some messed up things in our other draft.
Like, it's so good for them.
Yeah.
Spark Mage is where it's at.
It's Flame Tongue Kavu, right?
Yep.
How good is Flame Tongue Kavu?
It's never not good.
I agree with that. So, I'm going to Rabid Bite because I don't want double blocks. So let's target our Bug Catcher, target their Spark Mage. And also, keeping their board clear when we want to get in a 6/5 giant creature has value as well.
Yes.
Opponent goes to 6. And we'll end the turn. So 6 to 14 as it sits, life total wise. 2 cards to 5. So we have some, we both have a lot of room to be drawing lands. Opponent's deck's quite strange. The supplies and the Spark Mage kind of feel at odds with the Fireblade Charger plus Hellhound.
But so far they are mono reds. I'll give them credit for that.
They are, which feels like they could be 2 colors. The old Dan theory of they're 2 colors but stuck.
I mean, it happens. It's happened to us plenty of times.
100%. So I'm going to play him out. I mean, this is easy for me. I play him out in an attack. No
Yeah.
real.
I don't even think you have to talk through your turns for the next couple of turns.
Not till I play the Stomper. Which has looked pretty good, by the way.
Yeah.
6 damage coming in. This is lethal. So opponent does have to block here. What's nice is the 3 butts that we have, incidentally, make the Charger not be able to get its extra damage on. Opponent elects to go to 2.
Sure.
I'm not 100% sure why they didn't just block the 4.
Trample.
Does he get... Oh, he does have Trample. Good call. Little guy's got Trample, yeah.
He didn't block the 4 because that would have been blocking 1.
Well, I kind of wish he would have. Little guy's got Trample, huh?
Yeah, a point brought up by Max lots of times.
Yeah, little boy's got Trample. And we win.
You keep saying it. Doesn't make it any more or less true.
No, it like puts it further in my brain.
I don't think it does.
Oh, it doesn't. That's why I have to say it so many times.
Like, you're eventually just going to lose.
You're going to make that mistake
meaning.
throughout this entire format, I think.
This guy's got Trample?
Yep.
Though in my defense, the little guys often do throw me off if they have Trample.
Charging Badger.
Yeah, it's like, why does this have Trample? The little guy from Ikoria who you paid mana into, Brushwag or whatever his name was.
The almighty Brushwag.
The almighty Brushwag.
Yeah, we can keep this.
That ain't just some regular Brushwag. That's the almighty Brushwag.
The almighty Brushwag. That line of text is super fun. Love Cowards Can't Block. Yeah, it's so flavorful and so fun.
Vine Gecko.
Vine Gecko's going to be our first play of the game.
Unless we draw a warrior.
So opponent goes Swamp into 2-1 and does a little Drain Gain action. We draw a Hellhound, so I like the line of Relic Axe, which will attach to Vine Gecko, allow us to attack, and then we can play the Hellhound out. If Wizard is never early or late, what is a Rogue?
Both.
Yeah, so I think we'll go that route. This allows a good hit. And they just take it, and then we play a nice 1-drop.
I'll be honest, thought you were going to play the other axe.
Axe on it. Axe it up.
Well, the pickaxe rather than the relic axe.
So this is a rare. It's got Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Power equal to 1 plus the number of card types among cards in your opponent's graveyards. Interesting. It's got Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink.
It is Vampire Nighthawk plus, maybe.
Okay, so we got our rare. Cowards Can't Block Warriors. So I think we'll play that. Yep.
Yeah.
We'll go to combat, attack. I'm fine trading here. Yep. And then I think we do want to axe. And I think we'll axe the Hellhound. No, because then it just does nothing spectacularly.
I'd put it on the
The
warrior.
rare. Okay.
Yeah.
Is the Nighthawk, it can be bigger? Yeah, it's true. Acquisitions expert.
Yeah.
Okay, so we reveal both our cards. They pick one of them to discard. Then they get bigger on the scavenger.
Yep.
Okie dokie. And they attack with the scavenger. I do like that the expert makes you discard, so it's not held under it like Kite Sail, so you can't just not block with it all the time.
Yeah.
So we can pump this, make this a coward if we want to. I don't think we necessarily want to go down that road. I think we probably just attack with Vine Gecko and then play our champion as a follow-up.
Yeah.
Likely they just take this based on the Nighthawk Scavenger. This does skew... Lifelink does skew racing math pretty hard. And we get our champion down. No counter spell. No removal spell. So that's kind of nice. It also is a hard creature for them to tangle with.
Absolutely.
They have a Blight Priest, which is quite a good card. So they're going to attack, hit, trigger. So we're going to take 3 damage here. So this is going to be a tough race. We do have the Bug Catcher. So let's make it so target creature becomes a coward. We'll make it the 3/2, or do we make it... Let's make it the 2/1, because I'd rather the 3/2 be forced to block here.
Yeah.
And then we can follow up with our Bug Catcher. I don't want to attack with the Intimidator because I don't want to have to activate it again and just not add to my board.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
No.
We want to actually be able to develop here.
I agree.
We're doing an awful lot for 3 mana.
So we could give Trample to our Warrior, but again, I don't want to necessarily tie up the board in that way. So let's go ahead and do that. That removes a card that's adding to our problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a Bug Catcher. We're just waiting on lands or removal spells at this point. We're going to Glacial Grasp our creature to get this hit in for, what was it, Mountain? No, Molten Blast, okay. So they get a big hit in. We are definitely in big trouble. We drew a land, so we can landfall. I don't think we have much choice. Opponent's got us on a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, and they're a bit ahead.
Yep, we get to attack with everything here. I don't think they care too much. They probably just take this 7. Now it looks like they're going to trade off Bug Catcher for Priest. Okay, little boy's got Trample. We'll play Geopede. Okay. So they hit us for 4, go back up to 15 as it sits.
Yeah. We need to draw that removal spell that we have.
If we draw removal, so if we draw basic land, we go 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 12, 15, so it's exactly lethal, but they have a blocker. We can make it so it can't block the Intimidator. They're gonna blood back in their Priest back, unfortunately. So that's gonna pretty much put the game out of reach, I think, for us. If we draw a removal spell now, we're removal, we're okay. Not removal, we are dead. Not removal. It was in fact basic land. Okay. So if we move the pickaxe, can we do anything about this? Move the pickaxe, then we can make... I don't think this does enough.
No, I'd leave it on the Kargan because he can pump himself as well.
And get
and
trample.
give himself trample.
Yeah, I think
Like,
that's
not
fair.
much we can do at all, but with that not being a removal spell for their insanely good flying rare.
We will make this a coward. Pay 1. Target warrior gains trample. And he gets +1/+1. That's pretty gnarly. What we could do,
Yeah.
what we could do from that position. And into the royal.
Of course they did.
Always. We can do a lot from very little in this deck.
Yeah, this deck can do a lot.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is as far as I'm going to be able to go with you this evening. I have a baby.
Okay.
So that must be attended to. Thank you, chat. Thank you, YouTube viewers. It's been fun. Hope you've enjoyed. Good night, everybody.
Have a good one.
That is it. Definitely couldn't get
So that's that.
couldn't get past their rare. Our rare not as good as their rare apparently. But
No, not when their rare keeps keeping them alive.
that definitely skews race math hard. Better Nighthawk OP. That's a fair evaluation, I think.
Yeah, all it takes is one card in your graveyard to be exactly Vampire Nighthawk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not that hard.
No.
Especially when it has that touch.
Yep. We'll give it another shot. Deck can definitely do some gnarly stuff on very little mana.
Yeah, it can.
Opponent goes first. We have a hand of Fissure Wizard, Bug Catcher, Relic Axe. This hand's kind of meh. I don't love mulliganing it. We could Fissure Wizard away something that's kind of like Spellcraft, or if we draw a land and we don't need it, a land.
Yeah, basically, imagine if we were mulliganing this
Keep
hand.
it. Yeah, I think it's a keep. You have a 2 that loots. Yeah, I think it's fair. Well, it rummages.
Yeah, it's basically like
What do you
mulliganing.
want? I want more. I always want more. So yeah, I think we're fine here.
We have a couple draws to get a land.
Yep. Bug Catcher of their own. They played a Song Mad Treachery as a land, worth noting. I think we just go Wizard, discard Spellcraft because it's the most expensive card in our hand. We want to hit land drops, and we have another. We just drew another removal spell to go with Rabid Bite, which is already a removal spell. I am willing to just trade here. Nah, because if I put a counter on this, it still sucks at blocking. So I think we play our own Bug Catcher and then play the Dauntless Survivor.
Yeah.
Keeping the board clear. Okay, so they're on a very similar deck to what we're on. So we'll play the Bug Catcher. If we draw a land, I don't think it's worth Molten Blasting yet. Playing another spell land.
Interesting.
That's the Fling land.
Ooh.
So likely, well, they're not bouncing stuff back too easily. Okay, we drew another land. That feels good.
Yeah, so we can just Relic Axe and Rabid Bite. And...
Yeah, same about Dauntless Survivor plus the Bite.
Okay, that's also good.
So they have a removal spell for the Catcher at instant speed, which they didn't use. Likely they'd use it in response to the 1/1 counter.
Good call.
Cool. So we keep their board clear and nug them for 3. All they did was play a tap land on 4, so now they're on 5. Ooh, they have the Hylian. It's quite good. For 5, you say. Do I want to play that land? I can Molten Blast. I can Relic Axe, but I can't then Molten Blast unless I play a land. That would put me up to... make the Bug Catcher quite big. Could conversely just play the Canopy Baloth for the crackback and then go with the Relic Axe. So this guy does not trample, which is worth noting. So let's play the Baloth. We miss out on an attack here.
I think that's okay for this turn.
Yeah.
Because they might not attack us with our fairly decent blocks.
Yeah.
A 2/3 and a 4/3 block a 4/5, just as good as like a 5/5.
I'm gonna put blocks up. They get to trade. We trade 2 for 1 this way, but I'm kind of okay because the 1/1 did something already. So I'm kind of fine giving this up, I think. being behind that much life.
Yeah, I mean,
Trick's bad, but Trick's been bad.
yeah.
Yep, they have the Sizzling Barrage. So likely that'll be their... Nope. Damn. That's pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Conversely, the one blocking is life gain. Well, we're kind of SOL at the moment. We have an instant and a sorcery. We have 5 land. We need 2 more to get to kicking the Eruption.
Or just another red source to double, like 2 for 1 ourselves. But
yeah, that's true. Okay. Red source. So we can Eruption the Shadow Cat if we want. We can double spell on the 4/5. We can't... The 2 damage obviously isn't enough to do anything. They're tapped out. So here's the thing. If they attack us for 7, they get to kill us with the Kazul's Fury. So if they attack us for 3, we go to 3. Then they use that. It's dicey, but I think we have to double spell.
we have to double spell here, yeah.
I don't think
It
there's
buys
a way
us
around
a
it.
turn.
Yeah. And 3 damage, 2 damage is 5 damage. Not exactly where I want to be, but
Not so much.
puts us to 5. That's it, though. Okay, this isn't bad. We can return a card with Kicker if we kick this happy fellow.
That's something.
If they have any removal spell, we lose here, though.
That's usually our lot in life.
Yeah, I mean, we can't... There are some times in Magic you can't play around something, so you just have to try your best. But they didn't instant speed removal spell.
That's encouraging.
Yep, sorcery speed. And they have exactly enough mana to kill us.
Beautiful.
Yep. They had the cheap sorcery speed removal spell, which I haven't even seen in a pack yet, the 4 damage. So that is, I mean, it's way above rate for limited. 4 damage for 2 mana is insane output.
Yep.
Okay, we'll try another. Ooh, Deathsea. Shadow brought that up earlier. So 2-drop into 3-drop, 6 drops in our hand. We'll see how things progress. I like the 3-drop. I like the Fissure Wizard. If we overdraw on lands, the Fissure Wizard will fix that for us. And we shall see. Blue-red.
Oh, we're in for a fight.
We are. I think we're going to play the Fissure Wizard. And I think we'll probably end up getting rid of Stomper, because I think we want to just kind of run out as much as we can over just one big creature. I don't want to give up our land, because we're gonna need that progressing forward. The removal spell seems like it's going to be pretty valuable.
Yeah.
The 6-drop we just may never get to.
Is it worth just not doing anything?
No, I think we need the lands.
Yeah.
If we want to get to this, we do want to get to this removal spell. Because if they play something crazy that's synergizing, we want to break that up. They're just going to take the turn to field research. Didn't even feign the attack. That's interesting. So we can Hellhound plus Survivor. So I think
yeah, they definitely should have still attacked because it's a 1/3.
Yeah.
Our blocks are terrible, but sure.
We'll attack with Fissure Wizard.
Yep.
And I think we'll just follow up with their Hellhound. Hellhound. And we have Next turn, Sproutling, we have Bug Catcher Plus if we draw another 2-drop.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what our opponent has to offer. Thundering Spark Mage. This card is nuts.
No, it's so good.
It's the Mad Notes. Molten Blast is a nice draw. Do we just kill some? I think we still want to add to our board here. I don't think we can do much, though. I'm just debating if we want a Molten Blast, because then we can attack, potentially, but it just gets through 2 damage, so I don't think it's really worth it. No
Not so much.
We will play our Sproutling. And I did want to play the land there because I do want to get to removal.
Yeah.
Removal max. This is a static 4 damage to a creature. The only thing that's versatile on it is the amount of damage you get to deal to the player. Which is fine. If we deal 1 damage to the player, in addition to killing their creature, that's just all gravy.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
They're looking in our yard. Let's look in their yard. Just a field research. And they're definitely way ahead of us in terms of cards. They have Rockslide Sorcerer, which is fantastic here. That's definitely a card we want to consider killing. They had Valakut Awakening. Ugh, why weren't you land? Ugh, that's so bad here. We're going to attack with our 3/3.
Yeah.
We're either getting 2 creatures out of the mix because we'll Molten Blast, or we're going to get a Rockslide Sorcerer or 3 damage. All of which is kind of fine to me, I think.
Yeah, there's not really a reason not to.
Yeah, because we just get to Molten Blast away something. Alright, they just take it, which is kind of the optimal, and then we'll play a Baloth. Really needed that land there pretty badly. We're playing 17 land.
Yeah.
For an aggro deck, and it's good because we've seen a lot of spells, but like the times where we're like really need a land right now, we just can't get it, which is very perplexing. Because normally aggro deck, you want to try to go 16 even in this format. We went in this format because of the landfall drops. You can see them here. We wanted to play a little bit heavier land count, and the hopes obviously that we would hit them would be higher, but they're not. Get 4 damage again. Everybody has this damn card but me. Relic Robber. Haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player creates an 0/1 colorless... To a player, they create a Goblin Construct creature. It's 1 damage to you. Huh.
Yeah, they create the curse.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do I want to just stop this for a turn so I don't get a bunch of little goblins? I guess that's not that big of a deal yet.
No, I mean, it will be, but we can just take care of it next turn, probably.
Yep. Ugh, no land.
Well,
No. I got a removal spell, which is nice, a castable one. So I think we want to just go kill their 3/3 that can potentially ping stuff.
Yep.
And then play Bug Catcher, which can block. I don't think we want to attack because we want to disincentivize our opponent attacking us.
Oh, we can attack with the 0/1.
It's true. I don't like the fact that we have to... Any turn we're not attacking means we're not pressuring the opponent adequately, which means we're falling behind.
Yeah, so hopefully we can actually draw one of the equipment and just throw it onto the construct.
Oh, God. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it's attacked this turn. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you get an additional combat step.
Oh, well, We had a short run.
Yep. We're getting mythiced out here.
Gotta block some creatures.
Yes, we do. Clears our board. We have 2 removal spells. Not nearly enough mana to cast them both on Morag or whatever, however you pronounce it here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we do hit our land. Probably have to synchronize Spellcraft the Ambusher. We'll just let him pump mana into it first.
Yeah. Oh my.
Pass the damage doesn't really... I mean, I'll take 2 extra damage. I don't care. I kind of just want them to pump. But we're dead either way. 2 damage wouldn't have made a difference.
Mm-mm. Yeah, we had nothing we could do here.
Yeah. We got mythiced out.
Oof. I mean, that's going to happen in the new set. There's some really high power cards.
There are.
And they're not just blue-green anymore, so who knew?
Okay, and that is the game. Some unfortunate draws there in the last 2.
Yeah.
But it happened. I mean, I definitely feel like we got beat by card rarity in a couple of those games with the Vampire Nighthawk. It's a rare. That particular mythic all feel pretty great. Very powerful cards if you can cast them. Both very castable easily. So that kind of gives you an idea of Zendikar in any format early. Definitely don't take it as like, oh, it's bomb format. Like, don't take one draft as kind of your takeaway. We still have to learn how the cards interact, what cards are fantastic. We know removal's very good. We know bombs are very good, right? At the beginning of any limited format, you're going to know that. So definitely take your time when you're evaluating the cards. Certainly don't just evaluate them based on the results of your games, because by that metric, green-red's just terrible, which is not true, because we saw a green-red deck earlier that was an absolute house. So it's just about drafting a cohesive deck, making sure the cards come together, seeing how the format works. Maybe the format's not quite aggro and it's more mid-range grind fest. That's cool. It's not like the original Zendikar. Maybe it's more like when we came back to Zendikar later on. But that will do it for this video. So again, catch us every Sunday at twitch.tv/supernormalfilms. Join the chat. We had a great time tonight with them recording this video. And catch us here every Thursday. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, blah, 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 blah. And until next time, you got to cast more spells.